When I think of Bright Farms, I think crunchy, tasty, fresh, pesticide-free, delicious, easy to feed my family, and a great choice. It makes me feel so good knowing that this product is raised within an hour of our home.
We're growing salads in high-tech greenhouse farms. These are recirculating water, hydroponic greenhouses, and we're doing this all across the United States.
Our mission here at BrightFarms is to provide more people with the freshest, tastiest, most responsibly grown greens possible.
Here at BrightFarms, we're pesticide-free, which is actually a step above organic. Many consumers don't know that organic can actually use organically certified pesticides.
We grow it, we harvest it, we pack it the same day, and basically send it out that night. It's going to be in stores most of the time within 24 hours of harvest, so it's really going to be the freshest thing that you can get, and once you take it home, it's going to last the longest in your fridge.
This is a revolutionary new system, and it uses 80% less water, 90% less land, 95% less shipping fuel, no pesticides, and a fraction of the greenhouse gas emissions. A system that prioritizes farmers, prioritizes our health, prioritizes the environment, and brings fresher, tastier produce to Americans everywhere.
Hello, I'm Abby Pryor, and I lead sales and marketing at Bright Farms. We're thrilled that you could join us from the comfort of your computer and your homes to witness the opening of our latest world-class farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina. The opening of a new farm is a special tradition for Bright Farms. It's a time when we gather with the community to celebrate local, sustainable agriculture and to showcase our mission to deliver the freshest and most responsibly grown produce to consumers. We also have the opportunity to talk about how we're transforming food supply chains in the U.S. for the nation's largest retailers. And this year, for the first time ever, we're thrilled to be able to share this special occasion with thousands of viewers from across the world that have come to learn more about the future of indoor farming in the U.S. Today's event is a historic milestone for Bright Farms on many fronts. Our Carolina greenhouse is our most technologically advanced farm to date that incorporates years of proprietary research and development into a world-class operation. It's our first farm in the Southeast and will allow us to expand distribution to several new states. And today's celebration allows me to reflect on how far we've come since I joined Bright Farms in 2015. At that time, we had less than 20 employees and a small farm in eastern Pennsylvania. But we were armed with a revolutionary vision to change the way produce was grown, to improve the health of the planet and the health of Americans. And 5 years later, we're the leading grower of indoor packaged salads scaling across the U.S. with a growing network of indoor farms and ambitious plans to scale. Today's program will provide you with an in-depth look at the team, technology, and vision behind our Carolina farm. This significant event is made possible by the trailblazing retailers who have partnered with us since 2016. Ahold Delhaize USA, the Roundy's division of Kroger, and McCaffrey's Markets in Pennsylvania. We thank those retailers for their early commitment to local, sustainable agriculture. You'll be taken on an interactive tour with our founder, Paul Lightfoot, and Sam Cass, former White House chef. And you'll be introduced to Marta Ramirez, the general manager of our Carolina farm, as she and her team celebrate the farm's first harvest. We are also honored to be joined by an exciting lineup of speakers, including U.S. Senator Thom Tillis, North Carolina Commerce Secretary Michelle Baker Sanders, Alex Taylor, the CEO of Cox Enterprises, and Steve Platt, Bright Farms CEO. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce North Carolina Commerce Secretary Michelle Baker Sanders.
I'm so happy to be a part of this exciting announcement. On behalf of Governor Roy Cooper and all of us at the North Carolina Department of Commerce, congratulations on your first harvest and the opening of Bright Farms Hendersonville. The opening of Bright Farms state-of-the-art hydroponic greenhouse is a celebration of our state's rich history with agriculture and innovation. Even though our economy has grown more dependent on manufacturing, biotechnology, and finance, agriculture still remains one of our state's cash crops. Today, we're adding BrightFarms to our cornucopia of growers as North Carolina is the second largest state for food and beverage processing, with a supply chain of 1,000 establishments that benefit our local and regional suppliers. More than 90 crops and varieties are grown in our state, putting North Carolina grown produce within a day's drive of millions of customers. And we're proud to say that the customers along the East Coast will have 2 million pounds of fresh leafy greens grown from one of the largest indoor salad farms in North Carolina. In an idyllic climate and by the hands of skilled workers of Henderson County. This once empty field in Hendersonville has transformed into a sustainable, technological, advanced greenhouse, which aligns with Governor Cooper's commitment to address climate change. BrightFarms is an example of a company with a strong commitment to the environment by safely growing high-quality products closer to the communities where the food is consumed, which reduces carbon emissions in agriculture. We also appreciate that BrightFarms is committed to providing good jobs, good wages, and good benefits to their employees. As I close, I want you to know that we are excited to celebrate the roots that BrightFarms has planted in Western North Carolina. Paul, we know that you and BrightFarms family will find an abundance of success in Henderson County. Again, on behalf of the state of North Carolina, congratulations on your first harvest and the opening of your indoor greenhouse. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Sanders, for your kind words and for the strong support of Governor Cooper and his administration over the last 2 years as we've developed this farm together. And now I have the honor and the privilege of introducing our next speaker, Senator of North Carolina, Thom Tillis.
Hi, I'm Thom Tillis. Congratulations to BrightFarms on opening your new location in Hendersonville. This will be the 5th new facility opening and one of our largest indoor salad farms on the East Coast. Your operation in Hendersonville will strengthen the local food system and put food on our dinner tables across the state. I proudly support our agriculture community and I applaud your innovation and growth. Thank you for your investment in our great state and for all you do. I wish you great success. God bless and stay safe.
Before we introduce our next speaker, we're going to take a break and listen to some feedback from some of BrightFarms' biggest fans. Parents, take note.
Hi, Kaden. Hi. Izzy, take one. My name is Emperor and I'm 9 years old.
Do you like lettuce?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Which one looks yummier?
This one, because it
Definitely.
looks more healthy and more good for you.
Do you want to try a bite of the iceberg lettuce and tell us how it tastes?
There's like almost no flavor. It feels a little tired.
How about you try the Sunny Crunch?
Yeah, this one's definitely better. It's more healthy, very green, very smooth, and very crunchy. It doesn't need dressing, it's tasty without it. Grown for locals, BrightFarms, Sunny Crunch, pesticide-free, and no need to wash.
Do we want pesticides in our food?
No, because they're very unhealthy for us. BrightFarms is grown inside so there can be no bugs without chemicals.
Do you want to keep eating the iceberg or would you rather stick with BrightFarms?
I'd rather stick with BrightFarms.
The success of local agriculture and BrightFarms specifically has, for the past few years, been driven by our excellent lead investor, Cox Enterprises. We're fortunate today to be joined by CEO of Cox Enterprises, Alex Taylor. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Good morning, everyone. This is a very exciting day, and I'd like to take a second to say thanks to all of you for attending this event and for the support of Senator Tillis, Secretary Sanders, Sam Cass, and everyone who understands just how important the opening of this business is. Here at Cox Enterprises, we absolutely love BrightFarms for many reasons, but primarily we have been a private, family-held company for 123 years because the Cox family is passionate about giving back. We put 99% of everything the business makes back into the business and in planning for the future. And we are passionate about making the world a better place and leaving a difference behind. It's why we owned newspapers across the country for many, many years covering world affairs. It's why we have invested more into broadband infrastructure than any other family in America and probably in the world, because we want to participate. We want to play a role in solving the most pressing problems of our time. BrightFarms helps us do that. Businesses that are sustainable and healthy are going to help make this country and this world that we leave for our children more resilient, more self-sufficient, and something that I think that we can all be very proud of. The events of this past year showed us all how fragile everything is, but in particular, our food system and our food infrastructure. When grocery supplies and the need for food spiked the most last year is the same exact moment that we saw the largest collapse of the availability of things like chicken, vegetables, healthy foods on the shelves of our grocery stores. Take spinach, for example. Did you know that 90% of all spinach is grown in Southern California and in Pima County, Arizona? And by the time you see it on the shelves of your local store, it may be already 2 weeks old. How many times have pathogens like E. coli and other things passed through a mass distribution facility and as a result shut down all spinach across an entire region of the country, and whole harvests have to be destroyed? It's happened a lot, and it continues to happen. But starting today, fresh spinach and many more signature veggies that BrightFarms is so well known for will be grown fresh right here in North Carolina. They'll be on the shelves of your local stores in less than 24 hours. They will be free of pesticides. They will be free of the chemicals that large farms in California and elsewhere spray down their spinach with. But BrightFarms is hydroponic. It is chemical free. It is fresh and healthy. We produce 10 times the yield per acre of a traditional farm. We use 90% less water than a traditional farm, which reduces pollution, it reduces consumption, and we are going to be delivering 2 million pounds of this wonderful stuff across North Carolina and the region after opening this facility. If that's not something to tell the kids about, I don't know what is, but families want to be healthy. They want to know where their food is coming from. They want transparency. They want local, and that's what BrightFarms is all about. That's why we're here. We're here to reduce waste. We're here to reduce carbon footprint. We're here to save water. We're here to create local jobs and make our communities, like this place right here in North Carolina, more self-sufficient going into the future. So thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for your overwhelming support. The future is bright, and we are very, very excited to be opening this farm with BrightFarms. Thank you.
And now I'm pleased to introduce you to the leadership team of our BrightFarms Carolina farm. Sending it to you, Marta Ramirez, our general manager.
Hello everybody, my name is Marta Ramirez and I am so excited to serve as the general manager of this amazing greenhouse. I'm here with a couple of folks who help me every day produce the best leafy greens in the Carolinas. I have been proud to call myself a Bright Farmer for the last 3.5 years. I started as a production manager in our Virginia greenhouse. There, I learned why this method of growing is the answer to many of the problems in today's traditional agriculture. From our Virginia greenhouse, I transitioned into the critical role of leading the company's logistics department, where I supported our growing network move our product from our farms to distribution centers all over the Midwest and Northeast. Now, here I am in beautiful Western North Carolina, leading one of our largest and most technologically advanced greenhouses to date. BrightFarms is more than just work to me. It's part home, it's pride, it's sincere and honest effort, it's meaningful responsibility, it's purpose and intent. My production team and I have been preparing for this day for close to a year. Some of us have moved here from different states, and the rest of us are just from around here. Towns like Brevard, Etowah, Hendersonville, Asheville, just to name a few. We all have come together inside this terrific place so we can do something truly wonderful. Seed and grow the best, freshest, tastiest, and most responsibly grown produce anywhere in the Carolinas and surrounding states. BrightFarms arrived here with the intent to share with Carolinians our magnificent product, and just as importantly, to create opportunity and jobs. We have hired a great crew and will keep teaching them a new skill set to operate cutting-edge greenhouse technology. I want to thank everyone who has supported our team in the run-up to this exciting day. Among them are local and state level government partners. I also want to thank our neighbors who have seen a construction site for more than a year. We promise you that we will keep fine-tuning all our systems and be a good neighbor to all of you. I want to send some much deserved love to our construction team. You have given us the best possible facility we could have asked for. Last, I want to thank my crew for putting all their hard work and commitment to this place. Your effort is what makes this company what it is. You are the most important part of BrightFarms, and I will make sure that you all are treated as such. We want you to know that our doors are always open to the community. We're here to serve and be a good partner to this beautiful state. So let me show you what we do. And we were so very proud to introduce you to our greenhouse, BrightFarms.
Hi everyone, I'm Johnny O'Neill and I'm the head grower here at our North Carolina greenhouse. I'm originally from Raleigh, North Carolina and have been on an exciting journey working at our Pennsylvania and Ohio greenhouses before moving here for this startup. I'm very proud to be growing such high quality pesticide free baby lettuces for local markets here in my home community and in this state-of-the-art greenhouse where sustainability of our environment, community, and economy is a top priority. I would like to thank everyone in the community for accepting us here and everyone at this first harvest event for showing support today. I'm very excited to invite all of you to try our different BrightFarms salads to decide which lettuce is your favorite. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is today's tour. Hosting you will be BrightFarms founder, Paul Lightfoot, and former White House chef, Sam Cass. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, my name is Sam Cass. I'm a recovering chef and policy guy and investor. I'm here with Paul Lightfoot of BrightFarms, and we are in one of their biggest facilities to see how you're growing all these local greens that are nourishing families in the area. And so can't wait to see how the magic is done.
Well, thanks for coming, Sam. Let's take a look.
All right, thanks for having me. So Paul, tell me why you started BrightFarms. What was your vision?
So I had a background in automating the supply chains of retailers. Did that really during my 30s. But on a personal basis, I became really passionate about food, how I fed myself, my family, really thinking about food that made us healthier and with a better environmental footprint, right? So I ended up coming up with this idea of building a decentralized network of indoor salad farms that competed with a supply chain that was long and complex. We replaced that long and complex supply chain with this short and simple supply chain where we're essentially growing in the same communities where the food is consumed in a way that's better for the environment, better for the product, it's a week fresher, and we think therefore it'll be better for people's health. They eat more food that's delicious, local, and sustainable.
So Sam, this is where it starts. This is the seating line, right?
All right.
These boards
Yeah.
are essentially the unit of production.
Okay.
They're wider on the top, narrower on the bottom.
Okay, oh yeah, I
So
see
the
that.
plants grow out of the top while the roots dangle below in the water.
Yeah.
And the first thing we're going to do is fill them with this grow media. It's like potting soil,
Yeah.
and put the seeds in it. So let's put this aside,
Okay.
and we'll follow this line down. From this hopper, the grow boards are taken into this section that's literally filling them with
Yeah.
the grow media,
Okay.
right? And then it scooches along this conveyor line where the speed of the belt is indexed with the speed of this rolling drum
Nice.
that uses a vacuum
All the seeds, yeah.
to hold the seeds in place. And then the speed releases them to get the right density. So when they're growing on the pond, the plants are spaced out perfect for the environment to thrive.
Yeah.
The last things that happen here is we add more grow media to the top,
Yeah.
and then they go into the water tunnel. Because as we know, plants don't need sunlight for the seeds to start growing. They just need to be wet. So
Yeah.
we get them wet, they're activated, and then we stack them right here where they go to the next stage of their life, which is the germination chamber,
Got it.
which we'll go see next.
Nice. Awesome.
Let's take a walk in the germ chamber.
All right.
You remember from the seeding line,
Yep.
the seeds were put into the potting soil, the grow media in those furrows, and then it spends a few days in here. Let's go
Nice.
on inside.
It's like a steam room.
Yeah. As you can see in here, we've got this misting system. 100% humidity is what the plants need to thrive,
Yeah.
but they don't need light. So we stack them vertically to save space.
Right.
And these plants, depending on their variety, spend 2 days to 4 days sprouting in here. You can see some baby plants growing in there.
Yeah.
And then after that, they make their way out to be transplanted into the ponds.
Got it.
Here you can see the little baby seedlings.
Yeah.
These are probably 3 days old right now. They're ready to go out into the greenhouse. For now, they're at the end of their period in the germ chamber.
It's amazing how, when they get the right conditions, how fast they grow.
It is amazing. So Sam, this is a board that spent 3 days in a germination chamber.
Yeah.
This is really the babies. They're coming out of the nurturing environment where they didn't need sun. They just needed 100% humidity.
Yeah.
And they could be stacked because they didn't need sun. But
Yeah.
now it's time to let them unfurl and grow, right?
Yeah.
So we'll actually take one of these boards with the baby plants on it,
Yep.
and we'll put it in the pond.
Okay.
And this is a fast growing variety, so it'll be on the pond really for a 2 or 3 week period.
Yeah.
And now it's got the sun beating down on it through our glass roofs so that the plant can really thrive and grow. This water's got a little bit of red tinge to it because there's iron in the water, right?
Yeah.
Iron is a mineral that the plants need to thrive. So this water has added to it everything the plants need for perfect conditions for growing.
Yeah.
It's got the right fertilizer mix in it. It's got the right dissolved oxygen. It's maintained at the perfect temperature so that the plants really have a perfect environment for growing consistently on their 2 to 3 week cycle from this transplant side to the harvest side.
And so are you monitoring the plants as they go down? What's your system there?
Yes. So this is, a super high-tech controlled environment for growing greens. The plants are having a pretty natural experience. They're growing plants just like they would in an uncontrolled environment.
Yeah.
But because we want to have the perfect nurturing set of factors for them, we have computers that measure everything, thousands of sensors, millions of data points being recorded. We've got these robotic cameras, you can see one moving over there,
Yeah.
that take consistent pictures of the plants growing on the ponds. And then we've got computers that are essentially making decisions about when to open and close vents, when to turn on or turn off lights, when to add temperature or take away temperature from the water and from the air. And really the high-tech brain behind this is what we call BrightOS. BrightOS is our proprietary technology, and it uses artificial intelligence, it uses camera scanning and machine learning to make the perfect environment for these plants to thrive in terms of yield, in terms of quality, and in terms of food safety.
Yeah. Love it. Super efficient.
So as walking down the length of the greenhouse, it's nice because you can see the life cycle of the plants from the transplant side when
Yeah.
they're babies, they just came out of germination, as they make their way down to the harvest side. And for the ones that are green, you can just see
Yeah.
the depth of the green getting deeper and fuller, right?
So I see some lights up there. Now you have the big light of the sun, which is pretty cheap form of energy. What do you have to sometimes augment with artificial light?
So you're right in that the big light in the sky, the sun, is ubiquitous and free. It's the majority of the energy that our plants use to grow. But certain times a year, in places like Pennsylvania, the days are shorter. So in December, January, and February, we augment the natural light with the artificial lighting. Exactly right. All right, so these are the plants that have been growing here for 2 to 3 weeks, and they're ready to be eaten, right? So the harvesting entails taking them off the pond, putting them on the conveyor, and sending them off to the automated harvesting line.
Nice.
We can see these beautiful white roots, which is an indication that they're healthy, and we're putting them in this conveyor line that's got water on it, right? So the plants are still growing. They're not starting to lose their life on their way to harvest.
You see it just floats right down.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And as I said, the empty space created on this side of the pond, when the boards are taken out for harvesting, is transferred to that side when that side pushes down, making room on that side for the newly germinated boards, which go on the same day.
Got it.
This is a flow facility. We don't have any warehousing or storage. Our coolers are only sized to fit one day's harvest, essentially, so that everything that's harvested today goes out tonight and is at our retailers tomorrow, right? You know, and if you think about the big picture, we're competing with what I call an incumbent supply chain, which is highly centralized and industrialized, you know, in California and Arizona, and it's got a really long and complex supply chain. The length and the complexity of that supply chain makes the product a week old. It's been bumping around in the back of a 53-foot truck for 5 to 7 days. When it gets to the retailer, we're tens of miles away, and we're there the next day after harvest. We've got nearly a 1 week freshness advantage, which makes a huge difference for consumers and obviously for our retailer partners.
Got it.
But what's important about it is that it's pesticide free. No pesticides, whether organic compliant or not, are ever used here. We use beneficials, good insects that chase the pests, the bad insects, and because of that, we always have 100% pesticide free produce. So Sam, this is what we call Sunny Crunch. It's this beautiful hybrid of romaine and iceberg. So it's got this sweet, delicious flavor to it, but it's also got this fantastic mouth crunch, right? It's got that feeling when you eat it. We find that this is the product that kids gravitate toward, and me as well.
Yeah, totally. It's a great lettuce. Super versatile, delicious, but with a bite. You gotta have a bite, man.
You need to have a bite to hold the dressing or whatever else is on it. It's our #1 seller. This is my favorite product.
Yeah, that's great.
So Sam, this is the harvest line, right? Here, this automated conveyor is taking it into this bandsaw where we adjust the height of the blade so that it cuts the perfect ratio of plant to stem, essentially, right? And then it's taken off into a cooled chamber where the packing is taking place. And I think we've got about 5,000 pounds a day of salad that comes through this harvesting line, which is which is terrific.
That's a lot of salad.
So Sam, this is where the magic happens, right? This machine takes the product from the boards that are growing on the pond, puts it into these grow crates, which then go into a packing cooler, right?
Nice. Straight up here and then into the boxes.
That's right. So we saw the plants getting harvested, then they go into a series of coolers for packing and on the way to stores.
Nice.
So let's check out the coolers.
Cool. See it. Yeah, nice door.
So you can feel that it's cold in here, right? It's
cold.
Probably 35 degrees.
I need a hat.
You need, you do. Basically, we want to maybe spend about 2 hours in here so that the temperature of the leaves that we've harvested get to the same temperature as this room, which is where they'll be packed at.
Right.
Here we see, the beautiful pink stems of beet greens.
They're beautiful.
Baby beet greens, thank you. And this is Sunny Crunch, again, my favorite. And after these plants have all had their temperature drop to, let's say, the mid-30s, we'll wheel them into the pack room.
Love it.
So let's check that out.
Check it out. The smell in here is amazing.
Yeah.
It just feels like you're in a salad right now.
Love it.
All right, now it's in a box.
Yeah, well, from the pre-cool, it comes into this pack room to put into these
tamper-proof clamshells, and then they run through this conveyor where the machine puts on the label, the date stamp. They go through that hole in the wall into what we call the holding cooler. Let's check it out.
Cool.
And there you go.
There you have it.
Products getting palletized, cartonized, out the door, harvested today, in the retailers tomorrow.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. So now that we're done with the pack room, this is the holding cooler. As I said earlier, we don't warehouse or store it. Everything is flow, right? So what's harvested today goes out tomorrow, and there's no room really for more than 1 day's worth of product at a time.
There you go.
This is the finished product of Sunny Crunch.
There's your favorite.
This is a gift.
Back again.
This is a gift for you to take with you.
Nice, man. Thank
That's right. It's got the taste, the yield, it's got the sales, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, it says right here, light, crispy, and crunchy. Better than iceberg. Obviously, indoor ag is on fire right now. You see all kinds of new companies popping up, tons of capital flowing in. Why is that? What's happening here?
And I think there's two main reasons. The first is that when I began this company just over 10 years ago, the idea seemed early, right? Retailers weren't thinking about local controlled environment salads. Investors weren't thinking about it. So we really bootstrapped to build the company that eventually became this company over the last several years. But today, that's not the case. Every major retailer has a controlled environment, local salad program, or is working hard to get one. And we think that's part of why so much capital is flowing into the space. It's a big industry, it's a growing industry, and it seems like it has a lot of runway ahead of it. Now, what sets BrightFarms apart? I should say that we do feel like we're in a leadership position, particularly in terms of distribution. We're in over 2,500 stores. We're in Kroger, Albertsons, Ahold Delhaize, and Walmart, for example, in markets like Chicago, Philly, DC, making our way toward New York. I think what sets us apart is that we grow in a way that uses the natural sunlight coming through our glass roofs as the main source of energy for our plants. So it's more sustainable and also enables us to be more profitable. So we've got a great business model, good quality, good distribution partners, and we got an early head start.
That's great. Obviously, it seems like you're growing pretty fast. What's the future hold for BrightFarms?
This facility opened about a year ago. Super proud of it. Yeah. We're opening right now in North Carolina. Super proud of that facility as well. After that, we're looking to open as fast as we can in New England and then in Texas. And really within 5 years, we want to have a major greenhouse farm like this, bringing delicious, locally produced, sustainably produced food, within reach of 2/3 of America.
That's a lot of farms.
We've got a lot of work to do. That's a lot of lettuce.
That's a lot
as the investors say.
That's a lot of lettuce.
Hey, it's Paul Lightfoot again. I hope you enjoyed that tour with Sam. Next up, it's my honor to introduce Tom Vilsack, the Secretary of the United States Department of Agriculture. Secretary Vilsack, thanks for joining us.
Hello, I'm U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack. Congratulations, BrightFarms, on the opening of your new greenhouse farm and your commitment to fighting climate change through creating projects like this greenhouse that will help reduce carbon emissions in agriculture. The opening of this new farm will certainly aid your mission to give more people access to the freshest, tastiest, cleanest, and most responsibly grown produce available. USDA is committed to putting food and agriculture at the center of climate conversations by offering climate-smart solutions that are producer and market-focused. Furthermore, the department is consistently working toward effectively responding to the needs of rural America and building a fairer, more resilient food and supply chain that elevates the importance of local and regional food systems. The Biden-Harris administration has prioritized these issues within the American Rescue Plan and the American Jobs Plan. and as a result, necessary contributions are being made to ensure that the agricultural sector rebuilds following the pandemic. That significant investments will be made in rural businesses and communities, and that the U.S. is at the forefront of conservation and science enhanced to address climate change. Congratulations again on the opening of your new greenhouse. I hope I have the opportunity to visit someday very soon. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Steve Platt, CEO of BrightFarms.
I'm Steve Platt, CEO at BrightFarms. Today is a day I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. And I wish I could be with you there in person at the farm, but my wife and I are expecting a baby, and I'm home on baby watch. So I'm here with you virtually. This Carolina farm is the next step on our path to scale BrightFarms nationally and solidify our leadership position in the industry. We are changing the world one beautiful, sustainable farm at a time. And with this farm, we will return farming to the local community here in North Carolina, instead of shipping produce from massive industrial farms located thousands of miles away. We will put sustainability at the forefront, first making it an afterthought, conserving valuable resources, including land, water, and fuel. We will prioritize clean growing practices, eliminating the need for pesticides, and creating less susceptibility to foodborne illnesses. As America navigates a series of new beginnings, it is a perfect time to reimagine our food system for the sake of our health, for job creation, and to create a healthier planet. The BrightFarms team is up to the task. So today is an optimistic day for our company, this beautiful North Carolina community, and our country. A day like today wouldn't be possible without the support of many people. First, I'd like to thank all the elected officials that joined us today to speak and to offer their support of our Carolina operation. Governor Roy Cooper, Senator Thom Tillis, and Secretary of Commerce Michelle Baker Sanders, we are extremely grateful to have your support and backing. Thank you for everything you've done to support our entry into the state of North Carolina. I'd like to also acknowledge several officials from Henderson County that helped us select the Western North Carolina site for our next farm. Mark Williams of Ag HC. Mark, thank you for your unwavering support and dedication to bringing BrightFarms to Henderson County. I'd also like to thank Henderson County Attorney Russ Burrell, as well as the Henderson County Commissioners. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to Alex Taylor and the entire team at Cox. Your vision and investment for a better tomorrow is in harmony with the BrightFarms mission and our values. We are extremely grateful to have the backing of the entire team at Cox. And I especially want to thank Lacey, Sharita, Steve, and Josh, who have really helped BrightFarms grow over the last few years. I'd like to thank our retail partners. We are honored to be able to work with the best retailers in the business, including Ahold Delhaize, Kroger, Albertsons, and Walmart. A special thank you to Chris Dove and Matt Musgrave for your partnership and support over the last 2 years. Constructing one of the most technologically advanced indoor farms in the country in under a year is no small feat, and doing it during a global pandemic is an amazing feat. And I'd like to thank our design, engineering, and construction partners, including WGLA Engineers, Bowen Architects, CES Engineering, Rochelle Greenhouse Projects, Tanaka, MB Haynes, America Conveyor Systems, and American Walk-In Cooler. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Bright Farmers who work tirelessly to bring this farm to life. You guys embody our leadership philosophies. Our development and construction team is led by Eric Lallam and includes Sean, Stephanie, Keith, and Cowboy Steve, the project manager for this site. You worked tirelessly and through the holidays and over weekends to make sure this project was done on time and on budget. You guys are amazing. You've met our greenhouse team, including our leader, Marta Ramirez, our head grower, Johnny O'Neill, a native North Carolinian who's finally made it back home, and our production manager, Charlie Gagney. For the first time ever, BrightFarms will have an established footprint in the Southeast, allowing us to reach millions of new consumers throughout the Carolinas and surrounding states. With farms in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and now North Carolina, we will have the ability to reach consumers along the entire Eastern Seaboard. These farms, in addition to our 2 farms in the Midwest, allows BrightFarms to distribute to more than 3,500 stores. As indoor farm produce is adapted by retailers across the country, we are committed to being the leader that helps our retail partners get safer and fresher greens on the store shelves. Often people ask me, Steve, what's next for BrightFarms? Bigger greenhouses? Yes, we will start building greenhouses 5 times the size of this one. More locations? Yes, we will start building at a pace to reach 2/3 of the US population in the next 5 years. Better and more sustainable technologies? You bet. We will harness new, more sustainable energy sources, grow with the most advanced lighting systems, grow the strongest ecologies, and further refine our proprietary BrightOS. But we do this all to advance our mission of making healthy food more accessible and doing it in a more sustainable manner. And the most important part of succeeding at our mission and building a great company is taking care of our customers, our suppliers, and most of all, our employees. From the beginning, we have been a commercial endeavor about growing food and not a science experiment or a technology moonshot. We are growing and selling fresh, local, pesticide-free salads, something that wasn't available year-round in the Carolinas until now. And so I'd like to close on a quote from Alex Taylor. Growing food is an optimistic undertaking, and I have great hopes we will turn this into a force for good and optimism. Thank you for your help making this reality possible, and we look forward to growing here and across the country with you. And now I have the honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper.
Hi everybody, Governor Roy Cooper here. It's great to talk with you today about the exciting new greenhouse opening in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Agriculture has always been a major driver of our state's economy, and this industry is one of the reasons why I'm confident we'll emerge on the other side of this pandemic stronger than ever. When people see "Grown in Hendersonville, North Carolina" on these packages, they'll know that they're supporting our state's workforce and our economy. But this new greenhouse isn't just good for business. This will develop and distribute produce in a sustainable way, using 80% less water, 90% less land, and 95% less shipping fuel than growing in fields on the West Coast. The skills that workers will gain here will help North Carolina be even more competitive in the green-collar job market. We know that climate change is one of the greatest threats we're facing today. Transitioning to a clean energy economy will strengthen our workforce, our economy, and our future. And it's great to have partners like BrightFarms that are helping us get there. Congratulations on this new greenhouse, and I look forward to seeing all the great things it does for the people of Henderson County and beyond. Time for lunch, maybe a great BrightFarms salad. Thanks a lot.
And now, as we close out our event for today, we'll finish with our ribbon cutting, celebrating the first harvest of the North Carolina farm. Thank you for your interest, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your belief in local agriculture from BrightFarms.
Here we go.
Creatures of my dreams.